right, so good morning, Periscope. This is Dakisha Williams, and we are only live here on Scope and on the Vision Enterprises Instagram page. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna give you guys some time to go ahead and get started. And to be honest with you, this is nothing scripted. This is nothing. Good morning. Good morning. This is something that has just been on my heart, and I truly wanted to have a morning motivation conversation, and to determine, like, what are you really waiting on to get started? If you don't know me, my name is Dakisha Williams, and I am a virtual COO. I do all things. Good morning, sis. Good morning. I do all things operational, systematic, and procedurals for entrepreneurs and business. Good morning. Hey, Angelia. So, I just want to have a conversation because what I'm finding, no makeup, no lip gloss, no nothing, y'all. This is just me. I'm actually getting ready to fix some sausage for breakfast. And I just kind of wanted to have a conversation because I'm disturbed, right? I'm a little disturbed because there's so many people that are so talented and have so many gifts, and they are afraid to use them because I'm just going to sum it up to fear. Hold on one second. I'm just going to really sum it up to being afraid. And, sometimes, I'm not going to cook much, but sometimes, fear can come in many different ways. Fear can come in procrastination. Fear can come in doubt, where we are doubting ourselves. We don't think we're capable. So I really want to know, this is kind of one of those, take a moment and look within, right? Let's try to figure out what's really holding you back. And the reason why this is so important to me, and I want you to share this out because this is very important. This is not really a training, and I'm not what I consider to be a motivational speaker. I just keep it real. And so it's so funny because for so long I used to see everybody share on this day, right? And I'm like, Facebook, what's up? I want to see on this day. And funny enough, this week I got the app, and one of the on this day was from, thank you, Angelia, for inviting your followers. One of the on this day images was from 6 years ago when I was still selling shoes, sassyshoegallery.com. If you don't know, that's actually how I started in this online marketing space. Thank you, Jossie. 6 years ago, I wrote a business plan. I had this desire and this dream to sell shoes online, Sassy Shoe Gallery. I'm trying to think if I see anything. Literally still have the brand. Wrote a business plan, received $31,500 in funding for a dream. I didn't even probably have a business license yet, but it was a vision. And honestly, to be honest with you, I never saw myself ever owning like a shoe store, like a brick and mortar. Never really knew where it would go, to be honest with you. But it taught me something. It taught me to stay committed and to see it through, right? It taught me to step out on faith, and that's exactly what I did. I stepped out on faith, and I started a shoe company online. Didn't know who the hell was going to buy from me. I really didn't know how to promote it, so I hired a marketing company. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hire the experts in where you lack, right? You lack skills or areas of expertise. If I'm not an expert in marketing at that time, then I hired somebody. And so I used to tote 32 boxes of shoes in my Suburban throughout the city of Richmond, okay? But I did it, and I started it. And so one of the things that, if you don't hear anything else throughout this scope, this live stream, you just got to start it, and you just have to do it. I know some of you that are listening or maybe even watching a replay, you're having events. Man, listen, I remember the first event that I did in 2014. It was the Business Booster Boot Camp of 2014. The tickets was $97. Do you hear me? $97. Do you know how hard it was to get 20 people to pay me $19 for Business Booster Boot Camp 3 years ago? 3 years ago. Now imagine how much my prices have surpassed $97. $97 is the cost of my inner circle to be able to coach with me every single month on a consistent basis. Okay? Good morning, Van. Van, look. This message is for those that are just sitting around waiting. This is no training on passive income. This is a message of what are you waiting on? What are you stalling for? What are you afraid of? What's keeping you stuck? I have come across, listen, this ain't no, oh, let me write out a script. I'm talking straight from the heart this morning and fixing my sausage in the background, okay? But I've come across too many people, and even me, you know, Van had to pick me up yesterday off the floor. Like, I'm keeping it real. This is transparent. Yes. And I had to go to Van yesterday and I screamed help. That's exactly what I did. I screamed help because I refused to give up. I refused to postpone, and I refused to let go, right? That's not Dakisha. I ain't no quitter, right? So what I'm saying to you is you ain't got to get it right. You just got to get it going. And that may not be good English, and I'm going to tell you like this. I don't like commas. Vanessa will tell you I don't like commas. Right? Okay? Good morning. And so one of the number one thing that I want you to understand is to just do it. So I was telling everybody about events that I used to have when I was, I started out the Business Booster Boot Camp. It was 2014, right? $97 per person. And I ended up with 20 people in this event. 20 people. But let me tell you what I gained from getting 20 people in the Business Booster Boot Camp. I actually received a sponsorship with a local college, Bryant and Stratton College, for a year to come into their school and speak. So actually, there was something bigger in that opportunity than what I could see at all. So, you know, you have to be careful because sometimes it's not all about you. Yeah. Let me tell you something. And just let me back up. Let me tell you about the Bryant and Stratton College. It's a community college. Doesn't matter. But that was the first time Visions Consultant was actually aired on local TV. Because of the partnership with Bryant and Stratton, because I did an event. Okay? Did I make a lot of money? No. I was actually in the red. I was in the red in my first event. But damn it, I did it. Okay? And so I think what's frustrating me, and I want you to share this out because this is what's frustrating me. There are people in my circle. There are people in the online space. And they're sitting back and they are watching what everyone else is doing, but they are not taking action. Hey, Cocoa Bread, they are not taking action. Hey, Mr. CEO, why are you not taking action? Let's talk about that. Because here is something that really got me, right? And I couldn't understand. Here is something that blew my mind. I'm going to turn my sausage down. Absolutely blew my mind. I realized that I was afraid of success. What? Not afraid of failure, because I know my stuff. I know. Let me tell you something. I know that within my spiritual gift, and I ain't getting all religious on y'all. This is, like I said, this is straight from my heart. I said, you know what? I'm going live this morning. I'm going to tell somebody something. Somebody needs to hear this. My spiritual gift is administration. And for years, I actually thought that was an administrative assistant until I learned and researched what that really meant. And for me, I'll sum it up and tell you that I can organize chaos. Vanessa, tell them. My spiritual gift, where the virtual COO comes into organizational procedures, is about organizing chaos. Crazy, right? Crazy. Jossie, I know you got an event coming up. Just do it. I don't care if 2 people show up, 3 people show up, 10 people show up. Just do it. Just do it. And so understanding my gift, I wasn't afraid of failing. Hell, I was afraid of more people wanting my services than I could provide. And that's where I am now. It's like somebody asked me a question. It was earlier this year. Listen, they said, Dakisha, you're a virtual COO. How in the world can you work with more than 2 or 3 clients at that elite level? Because that means I am submerged in their business. And we're talking 20, 25 hours a week sometimes. And I have my own company, my own clients that I have to service. And I thought about that. I said, my max capacity is 4 clients. They said, well, how are you going to grow? Well, what do you mean? How are you going to grow? So now I just realized that I capped myself out. That's fear of success. Yikes. I'm stuck. What am I going to do? So now I have to come up with a strategic plan. This is what I'm thinking. Dakisha has to come up with a strategic plan so she can work with 50 virtual COO clients and not just 4. What does that mean? That means that now I have to invest in team members, which is what? More money. But I don't look at it as an expense, right? I look at it as an investment in my company. Come on. Is anybody hearing this? Maybe I'm talking to myself. Maybe this message was just for Keisha. I don't know. But let me tell you something. Because the man upstairs, he's good. Never let me down, right? So now, come on, Vanessa. Come on. Now I'm becoming a certified online business manager. And the goal is to have online business managers in my company that I outsource on other projects. What? Did you just say that you have a boutique consulting agency that now outsources and staffs other companies to put their procedures in place and put their operational infrastructure in place? That's the route that we are on in 2018. Y'all better tell somebody. So let me tell you something. You can determine where you're good at until you get out there and implement it. Like, maybe I'm confused, right? You can determine where your level of success is, where your struggles are, until you actually get out there and do something. So that's what I'm saying. What are you waiting on? Somebody tell me, what you waiting on? I want to know what you waiting on. I'm going to go ahead and turn my sausage off. I'm going to turn my sausage off because they finished. But I want to know what you waiting on. What are you really afraid of? We were in a class last night. And this same person has been in class after class after class after class after class, right? Still ain't did it. Why? I remember 3 years ago, I wrote an article that said, get out of your own way. We can't be waiting on. Listen, the time is now. If you said that you want to have events, and that's me, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't had an event since Business Booster Bootcamp in 2017. Yup. Haven't had one. But guess what's on the 2018 agenda? I have to implement if I want to scale worldwide. Gotta do it. Whether I want to or not. I ain't gonna lie. It took everything out of me. And it was at the Bull and Bear Club. So, you know, Sadiddy and Bougie. If you know anything about Richmond, it was at the Bull and Bear Club. The little, what do you call them? What do you call a Bull and Bear Club? It's like a private, it's a private club, right? The exclusive access. So it took everything out of me. But when I look at the benefits, the relationships, I was able to partner with the awesome team in Maryland for 3.5 years, meet people like Taria, Vanessa, Lyric, Nadia, and build lifelong relationships just from one event in 2014. Nobody knew who Dakesha was. I didn't even consider myself as a virtual COO, right? Here is what's funny. Have you ever done this? And I think, Vanessa, we talked about this, right? Everything I'm doing right now in my company, do you know that I can go back? That is where I met Shay and Trevor. They came to my event and they spoke and they pulled me to the side and they wanted me to come and work with them. All from me, from being able to put on my own event and hold the floor for a full day's workshop. Yes, ma'am. So one of the things that I was asking you, have you ever done this, right? So I'm a virtual COO. So I'm strategic, I'm analytic, I'm financially metrics, all that kind of stuff, right? I found a notebook from 2012. And let me tell you what was in that notebook. The packages that I wrote when I started Vision Consulting in 2012. And the reason I started Vision Consulting, because people wanted to know, how in the devil did you get $31,500 to start a business that you had not ever done in your life? Yes, you have not ever, you don't even have like a building. You don't even have a website, but they gave you $31,000. That's how I started consulting. And so what I started to do, and it was so funny, I said, well, God dog, I had to go full circle to come back to where I was. In my database, I used to have a program called Operational Infrastructure something. What? That's what it was called. And I can remember it was a tax company in Petersburg, Virginia. At this time, I think I was charging like $500 for an on-site visit to look at her operations and tell her where the holes, the revenue holes were in her business. It's 5 years ago, y'all. 5 years ago. Same thing, doing the same thing. But this time I got in my car and I drove 25 minutes to Petersburg to do the exact same thing that I can now assess from my kitchen table. I have virtual COO clients, and all I can do is get on the telephone, have conversations, and I can immediately identify. So I'm telling you to tell you, go back to those notebooks from 5 years ago and see what your vision was 5 years ago. 9 times out of 10, you are on a path to do what you set out to do 5 years ago. I ain't preaching. I'm just talking. I'm just sharing. I'm not preaching. I'm just telling the truth. So what are you waiting on? That's what I want to know. What you waiting on? It was confirmation. It was confirmation. You got to understand, I've been in operations management for 23 years. I'm only 25. I'm going to stick with that. I don't know about y'all. No. 23 years. Since the age of 16, I've been a manager. I've been leading people. I've been guiding people. I've been training people. I can do it in my sleep. What is it that you are good at that you can do in your sleep? If you don't have a notebook, you better find one. You better go to your notes page or something. You better get a computer and write a note. What are you good at that you can do in your sleep? Can you get certified for it? I'm going to tell you, I have an MBA, and none of my professors taught me what I know as a virtual COO. I'm sorry. Julie and I were talking about our old Google Doc. I'm telling you, will be surprised. And when you go back to your notes, I want you to tag me and say, God dog it, Keisha, you were right. I know it. You ain't even got to tell me. I want you to tell me. I want you to share. I want you to go to Profit Producers Movement, right? And share with us what your revelation was. What you sought out to do 5 years ago and what you are doing now. And is it similar? I just want to know. So I'm going to ask you, because I got to eat breakfast. I got coffee. What are you waiting for? Who you waiting on? Time don't stand still for nobody. And no one will ever know who you are and that you exist unless you get out there and do something. So if it's events that you want to do, Jossie, you better get it going. I see you out there. Promote it. Don't be afraid to tell people. Ask people to help you share. Get the word out, right? Find those joint ventures. Is it live stream? Is it Periscope? Is it YouTube? Is it LinkedIn? You have so much that you can use to expand your world, okay? Elaine, did I not just send somebody your way? I would have never known to send somebody your way if you had not told me what it is that you desire to do. And she got paid. Can somebody say cha-ching? What? Cha-ching. Yes, I'm on fire on this Friday. Y'all would have thought this was St. Paul's Church. Fire on Fridays. That's my church that I go to. But no, all seriousness, right? Nobody knows what you are capable. Cute coin ministry. I love it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So anyone have any questions about what it is that they want to do, how to implement it? Look, find me on Facebook today. You got to be pretty much until 12:30. I'll probably do a training about passive income, revenue roller coasters. We are launching a program to help you build passive income with profitable products on September the 18th, and it only takes $49 to hold your spot. What are you waiting on? What? And you listen, it's funny I'm gonna tell y'all something. Listen, I want y'all to share this out for real, seriously. 4 years ago, somebody told me, prophesied, whatever you want to call it, right? She said, listen, I have something to tell you. And every time she say that, I'd be like, oh, Lord, Tam, what you got to tell me now? She said, you are going to be ministering to people. What? Girl, I ain't nobody's first lady. That's exactly what I said to her. She said, no, Keisha, you are going to be ministering to people. I said, you will never find me in nobody's pulpit. This is what I said to her. I'm serious, y'all. No lie. Transparent moment. She said, no, Keisha, listen to me. What you do is ministry. Interesting. Are you serious? Tell me. Explain to me. So when you say coin ministry, right? I'm helping you to believe in yourself, to get started. This is my ministry. And it does not have to be done from a pulpit. I don't need no big hat. Hell, I got a ponytail. And I use bad words. But if I can change your life on a morning Periscope, what? Then that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm here to do. Come on, y'all. What? What you waiting on? I just felt this one this morning. This one won't scripted. I ain't got no notes. I got my dish towel, my sausage on the stove, and my coffee over there. Good morning, everybody. Yes. This message was for somebody. If it was for you, I want you to, number one, share it. Number two, put a 1 in the comment box, okay? I just told someone my business is ministry. What we do is ministry to somebody. Somebody needed to hear this. This is why I just went live in my kitchen. Glad my daughter did the dishes, right? But yeah, so I absolutely, I felt that one. I hope you listen, and I hope you take heed, and I hope you take action, right? So when you go back and you read your documents from 2011 and 2012, I want you to find me in the Profit Producer Movement Group. Somebody type that, Profit Producer Movement Group. And I want you to tell me what your revelation was. I want to know where you were 5 years ago and what you were doing to now. And I'm going to tell you, all of this started, right? All of this started because I saw a post from 2011 or 12 when I was still selling shoes for Sassy Shoe Gallery. That was just a part of the journey. That was just the beginning. And I'm just getting started, and so are you. What? I did hear about the earthquake in Mexico. And I did hear about, all the 3 hurricanes that are on the way. ProfitProducerMovement.com. Yes, go over there and see us. And we are praying for those that are in the path of Irma. I know a lot of my friends that are in the Florida area are getting out of that way. So for those of you all that are working on your business on Friday, I want you to let me know, okay? If this changed your life, if this changed your moment, make sure you heart it up. Make sure you share it out and let somebody else know that, hey, Shirley T. Burke, you got to watch if you just joining, you better watch this replay. Listen, I want to see this one all over the internet. I want to break the internet. Awesome message. Thank you so very much. I'm going to drink the rest of my coffee. I'm going to do a training about passive income, revenue roller coasters, probably around noon later on today. So check me out. Absolutely love you guys. I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you joining. If you're watching a replay, make sure that you hit me up because I want to know your story. I just share mine with you. God bless y'all. I love you, and I'll catch you on the other side.